Hello, and welcome to the Energy Brief with Peter. Here are 10 facts you probably did not know about electric vehicles. Before you continue, hit the like and subscribe button and you will be eligible to win our ebook, Energy 101, a beginner's guide to the energy sector. 5 winners are picked every week. Number 1. Did you know that electric cars have been around for more than a century? The first electric car was developed in the late 1800s by a number of inventors and companies, including William Morrison of Des Moines, Iowa, who built the first electric car in the United States in 1891. It was powered by a 6-horsepower electric motor and had a range of about 80 miles, 129 kilometers, on a single charge. But electric cars didn't stop there. In the same year, English inventor Frederick William Lanchester introduced his own electric car, called the Lanchester Motor Wagon, which was powered by a 2-horsepower electric motor and had a range of about 40 miles. Other early electric cars included the Electrol, developed in the 1890s by the Electric Carriage and Wagon Company in New York, and the Columbia Electric Victoria, developed in the 1890s by the Columbia Motor Car Company in New York. While these early electric cars were relatively successful, they were eventually overshadowed by the internal combustion engine, which was more powerful and had a longer range. However, the development of electric cars has continued, and they have seen a resurgence in popularity in recent years due to concerns about climate change and air pollution. Number 2. The range of an electric car. The range of an electric car is not limited by the size of its battery. Instead, it is primarily determined by the energy efficiency of the car, which is a measure of how far the car can travel on a single charge. There are several factors that can affect the energy efficiency of an electric car. For example, the weight of the car, the aerodynamics of its design, and the efficiency of its electric motor, and other components can all play a role. In general, lighter and more aerodynamic cars tend to have a longer range than heavier and less aerodynamic cars. But, it's not just the design of the car that matters. The type of battery used in an electric car can also have an impact on its range. Different types of batteries have different energy densities, which is a measure of how much energy they can store in a given volume. For example, lithium-ion batteries, which are commonly used in electric cars, have a relatively high energy density compared to other types of batteries. And finally, how you drive your electric car can also affect its range. Aggressive acceleration, speeding, and frequent use of the air conditioning can all drain the battery more quickly and reduce the car's range. Number 3. You can have a household outlet to charge your car. One option for charging an electric car is to use a standard household outlet, also known as a Level 1 charging station. Level 1 charging stations use a standard 120-volt outlet and can be easily installed in a home or other location. While charging an electric car using a Level 1 charging station can take longer than using a faster charging station, such as a Level 2 or Level 3 charging station, it is still a convenient and affordable option for many drivers. In fact, many electric cars come with a charging cable that can be used with a standard household outlet, making it easy to charge your car at home. It's important to note that the charging time for an electric car using a Level 1 charging station will depend on a few factors, including the size of the battery and the rate at which the car is charged. For example, a car with a larger battery and a slower charging rate will take longer to charge than a car with a smaller battery and a faster charging rate. Overall, the ability to charge an electric car using a standard household outlet is a convenient and affordable option for many drivers. And it can be a good choice for those who do not have access to a faster charging station. Number 4. The cost of owning an electric vehicle. Contrary to popular belief, the cost of owning an electric car is often lower than the cost of owning a gasoline-powered car. There are several reasons for this, including lower fuel costs, lower maintenance costs, and a longer lifespan. Let's start with fuel costs. Electric cars do not require gasoline, so drivers do not need to pay for fuel. This can result in significant savings over the life of the car, especially if gas prices are high. Next, electric cars have fewer moving parts than gasoline-powered cars, which means they require less maintenance. This can lead to lower repair and maintenance costs over the life of the car. Finally, electric cars generally have a longer lifespan than gasoline-powered cars due to the simplicity of their design and the lack of wear and tear on their engines. This can result in lower overall ownership costs. While it's true that the upfront cost of an electric car may be higher than that of a gasoline-powered car, the long-term savings on fuel and maintenance costs can offset this initial investment. It's worth noting that the overall cost of owning an electric car can vary depending on a number of factors, such as the make and model of the car, the cost of electricity in your area, and your driving habits. So, if you're considering making the switch to an electric car, it's a good idea to do your own research and compare the costs of owning an electric car to those of a gasoline-powered car before making a decision. Number 5. Electric cars are no longer silent. A common misconception about electric cars is the idea that they are completely silent. While it's true that electric cars are generally quieter than gasoline-powered cars due to the lack of noise from an internal combustion engine, they are not completely silent. There are a few reasons for this. First, electric cars produce noise from a variety of sources, including the electric motor, the movement of the wheels on the road, and the operation of other mechanical components, such as the transmission and the suspension. Second, electric cars are required to produce some noise for safety reasons. This is because pedestrians and other road users may not be able to hear a completely silent electric car approaching, especially at lower speeds. To address this issue, many electric cars are equipped with an artificial noise generator, also known as an acoustic vehicle alert system, AVAS. The AVAS is designed to emit a sound at low speeds, below 25 miles per hour or 40 kilometers per hour, to alert pedestrians and other road users to the presence of the car. So, while electric cars are generally quieter than gasoline-powered cars, they are not completely silent and can produce some noise due to the operation of their mechanical components and the use of an AVAS. Number 6. Electric cars are not all eco-friendly. Many people believe that electric cars are automatically better for the environment than gasoline-powered cars, but this isn't necessarily true. While it's true that electric cars generate fewer greenhouse gas emissions than gasoline-powered cars when they are being driven, the overall environmental impact of electric cars depends on the source of the electricity used to charge them. Here is why. Electric cars do not produce any emissions when they are being driven, as they do not burn fossil fuels. In contrast, gasoline-powered cars emit carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases as they burn fuel. However, if the electricity used to charge electric cars is generated from fossil fuels, such as coal or natural gas, the carbon footprint of driving an electric car may be similar to that of a gasoline-powered car. On the other hand, if the electricity is generated from renewable energy sources, such as solar or wind power, the carbon footprint of driving an electric car can be significantly lower than that of a gasoline-powered car. In other words, the environmental impact of electric cars depends on the source of the electricity used to charge them. So, while electric cars have the potential to reduce greenhouse gas emissions from transportation, their environmental impact depends on the source of the electricity used to charge them. By using renewable energy sources to charge electric cars, it is possible to significantly reduce their carbon footprint. Number 7. Electric cars can be powered by renewables. Electric cars can be charged using renewable energy sources, such as solar panels or wind turbines, which can significantly reduce their carbon footprint. Solar panels are devices that convert sunlight into electricity. They are often installed on the roofs of homes or other buildings and can be used to charge electric cars. Solar panels are a clean and renewable source of energy, and they do not produce any greenhouse gas emissions. Wind turbines are large structures that generate electricity from the movement of the wind. They can be installed on land or offshore and can be used to charge electric cars. Like solar panels, wind turbines are a clean and renewable source of energy, and they do not produce any greenhouse gas emissions. By charging electric cars using renewable energy sources, it is possible to significantly reduce their carbon footprint and contribute to a cleaner and more sustainable transportation system. It is worth noting that the availability and feasibility of using renewable energy sources to charge electric cars will depend on a number of factors, such as the location, climate, and infrastructure of the area. In some cases, it may not be possible or practical to use renewable energy sources to charge electric cars, and other charging options may need to be considered. Number 8. Electric vehicles' batteries can be recycled. The batteries used in electric cars can be recycled and repurposed for other uses. This helps to reduce waste and conserve resources. Most electric car batteries are made of lithium-ion, which is a type of rechargeable battery that is commonly used in a variety of electronic devices. When an electric car battery reaches the end of its useful life, it can be recycled and the materials can be extracted and used to make new batteries or other products. The recycling process for electric car batteries involves a number of steps. First, the battery is disassembled, and the various components, such as the cathode, anode, and electrolyte, are separated. Next, the materials are extracted through a process called pyrolysis, in which the battery is heated to high temperatures in the absence of oxygen. This causes the materials to break down into their constituent parts, which can then be collected and reused. The recycling of electric car batteries is important for a number of reasons. It helps to reduce waste and conserve resources, as the materials can be reused rather than being discarded. It also helps to reduce the environmental impact of electric cars, as the production of new batteries requires energy and raw materials. Overall, the recycling of electric car batteries is an important part of the life cycle of electric cars and can help to make them more sustainable. Number 9. Electric vehicles and lease programs. Many automakers offer lease programs for electric cars, which can make it more affordable for drivers to switch to an electric vehicle, EV. A lease is a type of financing agreement in which a driver pays to use a car for a specified period of time, typically 2 to 4 years. At the end of the lease, the driver can choose to purchase the car, return it to the leasing company, or trade it in for a new car. There are a number of automakers that offer lease programs for electric cars, including Chevrolet, Nissan, and BMW. These programs typically include a set monthly payment and a down payment, and may also include maintenance and repair services. Leasing an electric car can be a convenient and affordable option for drivers who want to switch to an EV, but may not be ready to purchase one outright. Number 10. Public charging stations. There are a growing number of public charging stations for electric cars, making it easier for drivers to charge their vehicles while on the go. Public charging stations are locations where drivers can charge their electric cars using an external power source. They can be found in a variety of locations, including parking garages, shopping centers, and highway rest stops. There are several types of public charging stations, including Level 1, Level 2, and Level 3 charging stations. Level 1 charging stations use a standard household outlet and are the slowest type of charging station. Level 2 charging stations use a 240-volt outlet and are faster than Level 1 charging stations. Level 3 charging stations, also known as fast charging stations, use a 480-volt outlet and can charge an electric car in a matter of hours. The availability and accessibility of public charging stations can vary depending on the location and the type of charging station. In some areas, there may be a large number of public charging stations, while in other areas they may be more scarce. The availability of public charging stations is an important consideration for drivers of electric cars, as it can make it easier to charge their vehicles while on the go. The growth in the number of public charging stations is helping to make electric car ownership more convenient and practical for a wider range of drivers. Before we go, I have a bonus fact here. Did you know electric vehicles are on the moon? Not your conventional Tesla, but the NASA lunar rover, which is used to roam about on the moon, is powered by electricity. That's your 10 electric car facts to keep you in the know about electric vehicles. If you are in need of more EV and energy sector related knowledge, just hit the subscribe and like button.